You fucking ruined it. You ruined it. I never should have let you do it. I never should have. No, it's okay.
I'm a co-host, not a host. Hey everyone, welcome to Talking Nerdy with Thomas and Max.
It's Talking Nerdy with Max and Thomas. That's the title, because Max comes first in the alphabet.
Okay. Hey, welcome everybody. Oh no. I'm spiraling.
Do I need to write a script?
No.
Hi, everyone.
No. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Talking Nerdy. No.
This is great.
Hi, and welcome everyone to Talking Nerdy with Max and Thomas. Two nerds.
Two
talking.
nerds. I'm Max Will.
I'm Thomas Gaither.
And that's how you get through an intro. Good job, buddy.
Thank God.
There
All
we go.
right.
We did it. How many takes did that take?
One take.
Yeah, it was one take. One take, everybody.
Today we're talking about villains, our top 10.
Yes, so
But before that, a game.
So those of you who are tuning in this week, there are a top 10 villains list. This fucking shit. Now you don't
Last
fuck me up,
time
Thomas.
on Dragon Ball
No.
Z.
No, Dad. You were all mushed mouth, and now it's coming back to me. So I guess I deserve this.
When we were talking about heroes.
Yeah. So last time we did this, we were talking who we think the greatest fictional heroes are. Now this list today, we'll be talking about our top 10 villains. So I think this one will be a little more interesting because I personally, the villain's always more interesting than the hero.
Yes.
You know,
when done well.
When done well. Now, before though we get into our villains list, I actually have a pop quiz for Thomas.
Oh boy.
So
I'm gonna do great.
So Thomas, if you can get at least 7 of these, you'll get a special secret prize that'll be revealed later on.
Oh God.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I hope you're ready. Now, this is all pop culture related. So,
Please don't be music. Oh God.
it's not music. There's no music.
Oh God.
I'll give you that
There's
one.
a chance.
There's a chance. All right, you ready for question 1?
Sure.
Are you ready for question 1, folks? If you think you have the answer, comment down below. Question number 1. In the year 1993, the blockbuster film Jurassic Park was released. What Eastern European state dissolved that January? January of 93, Thomas.
Eastern European. Austria?
That is incorrect. It is Czechoslovakia. That's right. In January 1st of 1993.
They deleted a date or a month?
They dissolved. They became the Czech Republic and Slovakia. Question number 2, Thomas. In Frank Herbert's
Continue.
In Frank Herbert's classic sci-fi novel, Dune, what pickup line does Paul Atreides use on the Fremen girl, Chani?
Hey babe, is it hot out in this desert?
Ooh, that is incorrect. It's hey baby.
Or is it you?
It's hey baby. Want to ride my sandworm? Anyone who's judging, I did manage to get married. So you're 0 for 2, Thomas. Not, again, just this.
Oh no.
Question number 3. Thomas, can you tell me, what does Anakin Skywalker hate?
Sand.
That is also incorrect. The correct answer we were looking for is babysitting.
He's got a track record on that. Can't argue about that.
No. And there's
How
no,
much sand did Anakin kill? We don't know.
didn't kill any sand.
How many kids did he kill with the, beheader 10,000? A lot.
Yeah, and there's no refund there.
Nope.
Save you in the long run.
No child supporter.
Number 4. In The Lord of the Rings, at the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring, there's a prologue. On what finger does the Dark Lord Sauron wear the One Ring?
I believe... Is it actually his middle finger?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
It's a trick question. It was actually on his cock.
Man, what a low blow they went for to get that off of him. Jeez. If only he put it on his hands and then he wouldn't be down there right in front of him. He was like a 9-foot tall giant or something, right?
Yeah.
Ugh. Next question.
I thought of somewhere that I could have taken this, and I'm not. I'm just...
Next question.
Question number 5, folks. Garfield was created by cartoonist Jim Davis in 1978. The series includes lovable characters like John, Odie, Nermal, and Arlene. Name his most famous adversary who debuted in fall of 1986.
Oh, geez. I don't...
Not too well acquainted with the Garfield cartoons.
I just know that he hates Nermal. Just like with a burning passion.
So
that's my answer. I don't know.
That is incorrect. So the name of his most famous adversary is Diabetes.
Oh, okay. I thought he was about to say Mondays.
Oh, no, he hated that from the get-go. It's the diabetes that got him. That's what happens when you're a fat cat.
That only eats a pasta dish.
Only eats lasagna. It's all carbs. You're not doing yourself any favors.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, you were tanking this hard, Thomas.
I know.
Well, let's see if we got 5 more questions to go. Let's see if you can pull something off here.
Okay.
So question number 6. In Star Wars: A New Hope, who shot first, Han or Greedo?
Greedo in the original take, I believe.
Well, so the answer we were actually looking for is no one fucking cares.
Ah, the correct answer.
The correct answer is no one cares. Take that knowledge and be a better person.
Be better than me.
Yeah, don't give an answer. Just blow it on. It doesn't matter. Question number 7. Wanda Maximoff, a witch, and Vision, who's an android,
Yep.
are a romantic couple in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What would be the name of the child they had?
Paprika.
Close. It's actually an affront against God. Question number 8. In the popular Call of Duty Modern Warfare series, Task Force 141 goes up against a Russian ultra-nationalist terrorist named Vladimir Makarov. Thomas, can jet fuel melt steel beams?
Yes, the building that was also designed to never be hit by a freaking airliner.
Is yes your final answer, or is I don't know?
It can.
Actually, nope. It cannot. Jet fuel cannot burn hot enough to melt steel beams. Everything we know is a lie. I thought you'd get that one.
Man.
Thomas. You're well acquainted with the internet. Question number 9. The Galactic Republic in Star Wars is made up of senators of each planet. How many senators stabbed Caesar to death?
Stabbed who to death?
Caesar. Julius Caesar, Emperor of Rome.
It was 47? 47 knives?
So there were 60 senators who participated, 27 actual stab wounds, but the answer we were looking for how many senators stabbed Caesar is enough.
Certainly. Maybe more so. We won't know.
I only got one left for you, Thomas. So far you have... this is bad. This is bad.
It's not going too well?
Like, you might have to have your license taken away and wear a helmet bad. So our final
but
question...
I get a free helmet?
No. That's absolutely not.
That's the prize.
Number 10, our final question, Thomas. Augustus Gloop, is a portly character in the beloved children's classic, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. How does his story end?
Gets shoved up the chocolate suck hole filtration system.
Stuck up the suck hole?
Did I just say that?
You did? You did? That came out of your mouth?
Well, it did, I guess.
Thomas, that was very close, but actually, he has a sex change operation and now goes by the stage name Lizzo. Always leave him laughing. You really like that one.
Oh, yeah, that was good. Oh, kids, don't grow up to twerk with some old crystal French flute, please.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Lizzo's done some weird shit.
Oh, I can't say I've watched anything.
Don't.
Okay, well, Thomas, you missed every question. You know, you had 10 shots. Do you even want to know what the prize was going to be?
I assumed it was that helmet.
No, it was actually the cure to diabetes.
Oh, man.
You're stuck with it. I'm sorry.
Oh, darn.
Yeah, maybe next time. We'll see.
Oh, man. Interesting game.
No.
Did you win? Give us your answers in the in the comments below.
Yeah, but
We're dying to see those results.
yeah, take your
Tell
best,
me what the prize is.
take your
Did
best
you win
shots.
a prize?
Did you win a cure for diabetes? I'm gonna guess not. So last episode we talked about who we thought the greatest protagonists were. Today we're talking about the greatest villains. Do you want to start off, or do you want me to start off for our 10?
Sure. I'll go ahead and start off. I'd like to throw up Doomsday, the unstoppable rage monster. Not a lot to it, but it's like it says. It's Doomsday. It's unstoppable.
So
It killed Superman, but then he came back. And good God, the movies were bad.
Was he the only one to kill Superman, or has Superman died in other cases?
He was the first. It's similar to picking up Mjolnir's hammer. Beta Ray Bill in the comics was the first one ever. In the movies, I think Vision was the first. And they were like, didn't know. But yes, Doomsday was the first to kill Superman. And then there's several. He's been shot through time, thrown to another dimension. Oh, he didn't really die. He was split into two different personalities. Yeah.
Comic book stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like he was defeated, but he wasn't.
But not really.
He died,
Yep.
but he lived.
Yes. Yep. You can't do too much with the character. I mean, it's just unstoppable, mad, anger, destruction. It's sort of a force of nature, but it's sort of also like created. He can never be killed the same way twice. He always like spawns back.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so if you threw him into the sun, and he has some weird, it's sort of, I think it's a machine or something that he reconstitutes himself in. He comes back. You can't kill him by throwing him into that sun anymore. Maybe he's impervious to being burned ever again. So
That's cool. I didn't know that.
It's kind of this thing that if he's hooked on just you, you have to keep coming up with new ways. And like it gets weirder and weirder the further down the rabbit hole you go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting, yeah.
It's the one and only interesting thing about him.
But he made your top 10.
The bottom of the top 10.
Yeah, it's like that's like the one interesting thing about him. But he's in my top 10.
He did kill the
kill-
Man of Steel
He
for a
did kill
time.
Superman.
Big moment.
So my number 10 is Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men.
Oh God!
Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
Oh my God, Javier Bardem.
A terrifying presence. A terrifying.
Because you never know what he's going to do.
Oh.
You never know what he's going to do. And you really like...
Call it.
Yeah.
What?
Heads or
Call
tails.
Well, what are the... just call it. Oh, God. Oh, and then the whole scenery changes where the cords are like behind the guy in the background, like he's going to get hung or something. And, oh, my God.
I love the line where it's with the old man toward the end. For those who haven't seen No Country for Old Men, definitely watch it. It's incredible. But here's your
be
spoiler.
old enough to watch it.
Yeah, be old enough to watch it.
God.
It's graphic. For the end of it, so we've already seen Anton Chigurh ruthlessly kill people without showing any emotion. Like, he is a sociopath, like dictionary definition sociopath. And he approaches this old man who's behind the register, like at a convenience store at a gas station. Mm-hmm. And I don't even remember what triggers him, because it doesn't take much for him to decide, oh, I'm going to kill you. But he looks at him and he pulls out a coin.
If you draw attention to him, he wants to be this phantom.
Yeah. And so, what's the most you've ever lost on a coin toss? And just like, and when that line was said, I was just like, oh my God. So he's my number 10. Yeah, just great. Great. And also, he did great in, now this person's not on my list, but he did great is, oh God, I'm trying to think what his name, Raul Silva in Skyfall. Javier Bardem plays a Bond villain.
Yes.
And I'd say he's one of the best Bond villains. Easily.
Yes.
Easily. Okay, but yeah, moving on.
We'll alternate here. Go number 9.
So my number 9, I picked Hans Gruber from Die Hard.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because he's just like, he's the, like, so many of those like 80s action movies are so cheesy, but I think Die Hard is the perfect action movie. You got a great hero who, even though he's overcoming incredible feats, like, he's a regular dude. He's a New York City cop in the wrong place at the wrong time with a struggling marriage.
Yep.
And he's trying to reconnect with his wife. And then all of a sudden, there are these
Here comes Severus
criminals.
Snape.
Yeah, and I mean,
with a silver tongue and a master plan.
Yeah, and I mean, he's incredibly intelligent. You can tell he's thought through every little bit, and he's a step ahead of everyone.
He picks up on all the details.
Picks
he's
up
barefoot,
all the
shatter
details.
all the glass.
He's feet on the ground, doing it himself, or boots on the ground. Boots on the ground, out there carrying out the plan for himself. And then that fly in the ointment, Hans. That fly in the ointment. And so, yeah, I just think he was great. But Alan Rickman is also great in everything he does. Like, did you ever see, I think it's from 1990 or 92, it's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner?
Does he play the
sheriff?
Dude? The sheriff.
Yeah. So I'll say about that movie.
Going back here.
It's awful.
Okay.
It's awful. But Alan Rickman is the sheriff of Nottingham. He's great in it, and it's because he's overacting and being this campy, over the top villain. It is perfect. It's perfect. All right, you're going on. You're number 9.
Number 9, I was put in here more of like your horror movie, your slasher villains.
Okay. Yeah.
Which from like Freddy Krueger, like all the way to just Jason, where there's a little tinge of sort of mysticism to it. Like you don't really, but here's the guy. He's coming to get you, and he'll kill anyone to get to you and mess with you and scare the bejesus out of you. And then there's like not even like 10%, like we don't really know, that we just don't know about him. Where it's like, how'd he come back?
They're just
we
there.
Don't know.
It's kind of like you said earlier, kind of like a force of nature kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where they're just unstoppable, no emotions, cold-blooded killer.
Yeah. They're great. Again, thriller slashers. It's a great, it's a good experience if you're into that thrill.
So, who would you say is the best of those like thrashers? So you got like Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, Leatherface, Ghostface, Chucky.
I can't give it to Chucky and them because I couldn't sit still through any of the puppets. Any puppet stuff is just a weird, creepy factor that just that for some reason just swings out a thriller or for me or slasher and just turns into it hits that uncanny valley for me and I'm like, nope, this is just freaking me out watching this.
When I was way too young to watch this, I don't even know if I was like 10. So you know how month of October AMC would always show a bunch of like classic horror movies?
Oh yeah, the whole thing.
Child's Play came on, and I saw a bit of it, and it traumatized me. And even now, like as an adult, it just still there's still like a little bit of it that just unnerves me.
Yeah, but now I just go, well, that's like a Sour Patch doll or whatever, Cabbage
Patch Kid. Yeah,
I'm like, it's not that's just an empty piece of plastic. So it's like maybe a pound. So I could kick that thing across the entire room, or I don't know, put a brick in front of a door and it can't open the door.
Ha! Foiled again by
Reality
the brick.
and logic. Slashers that are great, or the best sort of slasher. Although I feel like they just keep doing them over and over again. Michael Myers with Halloween.
He kind of kicked it off, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because that was before Texas Chainsaw Massacre, wasn't it? Was Halloween before then? Comment down below. I'm not a big like. I love to read horror.
Reading horror.
I love reading
Awesome.
horror.
Psychological
watching
horror,
it
even better.
I like the gothic stuff. Like I like The Witch with Anya Taylor-Joy.
Okay.
It's I think what's his name? Something like Robert Eggers, maybe.
Robert Edgar
Eggers. I think that's the name. He's the guy who did The
The
Northman, and then The Lighthouse.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like Robert Eggers. Again, I might be wrong on that, but yeah, The Witch. I like that horror movie because it's more of like it's very gothic. It's very gothic, and I like the gothic kind of style. And I can't do the thrashers.
You're not into Warhammer, but you like gothic.
I've never played Warhammer.
That's okay.
I don't really know. But
anyway.
like the other night, Hannah and I watched the first Friday the 13th movie.
Okay.
I was losing my mind the whole time because I'm just like, you dumb bitches.
Yeah.
It infuriated me because the decisions, and
at least Scream. Oh my God. Maybe I gotta go back to Scream when the phone's coming from inside your house.
It's your turn to do number 8, and I saw it and I love it.
Yep. Sort of your comedic movie villains here. We have Dr. Evil and from Spaceballs, Dark Helmet.
Dark Helmet. Dark Helmet. You're right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Rick Moranis' Dark Helmet.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I love Spaceballs. So we've got, so the two of us have a buddy named Josh, and so Josh and I.
That's who showed it to me.
Yeah. So I don't remember how I first saw Spaceballs.
It was on one of those portable DVD players in the back of his car when we were coming back from a camp for Boy Scouts. Oh my God.
Josh and I, like in middle and high school, could quote about the whole movie of Spaceballs. If you haven't seen it, it's Mel Brooks, and it stars John Candy, Rick Moranis, Bill Pullman. It's got Joan Rivers.
Better than ever I would.
And it's so funny. It is so funny. It's just taking the piss out of Star Wars mostly, but also Star Trek and Alien. There's that scene in the diner. But yeah, Dark Helmet's great. It's just, yeah. And then Dr. Evil, or should I say Evil. evil. Perfect parody of Ernst Stavro Blofeld from the Bond series.
Yep. There's gags along the way, but they're still usually like 95 to 100%. Their character, they're trying to play their character, or they are. It's just the antics that happen all around them.
Throw me a freaking bone.
Yep.
I love it. Nice. Okay, so mine. So for my number 8, I picked one that I thought was very culturally relevant. Like you see a picture of this person, you automatically know who they are, what they're from, and if you hear her cackle, again, you know. And that's the Wicked Witch of the West from The Wizard of Oz.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, but even like the song that do 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 do, like her little theme going through.
Speaking of scary and traumatizing, those flying monkeys, man. Those flying monkeys, and the trees for some reason freaked me out. Just seeing how those were.
Trees were pretty creepy. I'll give you that one. It's their faces.
I can't believe apples betrayed me. My favorite fruit as a kid.
Not the
I
apple.
was like, no!
You were
why would
supposed
they throw apples?
You're supposed to keep the doctors away. The doctors. Oh, my turn. My turn.
7.
All right, number 7. I picked Norman Bates from Psycho.
Okay.
From Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. That's the one where. So
I'm picturing Clockwork Orange for some reason.
no.
I'm totally off base.
It's early 60s. It's black and white. And I think it's 60s. I don't know.
With the shower scene?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that movie.
I've seen
The
it
shower
like
scene.
once.
So,
And he thinks he's his mom? Or just,
yeah, so what it
okay.
is, so yeah, Norman Bates, he runs the Bates Motel, which I believe was originally his mom's, who horribly mistreated him, and he developed a personality disorder, and where he's got like a split personality between it's he and like then you'll hear his like dialogue from his mom in his head. And he's having like fake arguments with everyone thinks he's arguing with his mom, but then they find out she's actually dead and he's nuts.
Right.
But it's this whole unexpected, and the actor they picked, which is really clever, because the whole thing of him being revealed as the killer was this huge plot twist. And the actor they picked was kind of known for like the boy next door kind of characters, like very mild-mannered, likable characters. And so it was this big thing when it turned out, oh no, he's a psychotic killer with repressed sexual feelings. But so, and I just can't think of God, I mean, he's just such an iconic character. And even like when he's been arrested at the end and he's kind of sitting there and he's like smiling at the camera with his eyes and everything, it sticks with you. It sticks with you. Your turn.
Number 7, the Dark Lord, Sauron. From Lord of the Rings. Big old fire eye, but really like right up there.
Yeah, I mean, Sauron's Lord of the Rings right there. Yeah, great character. And I think I'd say he's an interesting villain that you never really see him.
Yes.
You never really see him.
You feel his presence through all of his little underlings and Sauron just sort of like going out and doing evil for him.
Yeah.
And the ring wraiths especially. And in the first, it's like, oh my God, he sent these things after us? Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, then even like with like the ring and just how it corrupts people and makes people
by the end of it,
lose their
like,
mind.
Oh my gosh.
And like what it did to Smeagol turning into Gollum after having it for so long. And yeah, it's just, I mean, really he is like a dark shadow over Middle Earth that you always feel threatened by him even though you don't see him. And that's
how like Boromir fails. He's tempted by the ring there for a moment, and he's this corrupting force in the world, and everyone's on the back end. Even the crazy wizards are freaking out. Gandalf, like he steps up his game. They step up their game, but you're going, oh, this guy's kind of winning. He's winning. Oh no. Does our but they go with that little gambit at the end. He's like, nope, we're gonna sneak them over here, and for them it works, just barely.
Just barely.
Just barely.
So close.
Oh yeah.
So close. Yet so far. Well, you're number 6, good sir.
Did you give your 7 though?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm confusing myself with this order thing.
Switching back and forth.
Yep. Voldemort. You're evil wizard guy, but you're just trying to kill. You're trying to kill the whole normal human world. It's Harry Potter's villain. He already killed your parents. He's back. Especially like for when you're first getting introduced to him, you're like, what do you mean he's back? What? What do you mean people can't kill this guy? Okay, whoa, this is... And he has all these Death Eaters who are just pursuing you and all your friends. And as Harry grows older, and especially there near the end, in the final few books, more and more of his friends are just getting killed. Like Voldemort's getting closer. And then when that connection's revealed, you're actually one of the Horcruxes. Like, you are actually, part of my soul is in you. Too bad. You want to kill me and save all your friends? You're going to have to figure out a way to kill yourself. Ugh.
So, I got an unpopular opinion on this. What'd you say? And I'm going to have a little debate with you. And if you disagree with me, say in the comments. I think Voldemort's a bitch. And so this is why I'm saying this. So the first time he tries to take things over, he gets thwarted by a baby.
Yep.
And you could say,
happen.
It's the power of love. That's lame. That's lame. Love does not kill.
That just means that immediately rules out any baby ever in the whole worldwide world is stronger than your most evil wizard.
Yeah. So, but and then
babies are foolproof.
And then my thing is too.
Parents may die, and then you get a Batman happen. Yeah,
there you go. I mean, he kind of is. He got a bunch of money. He's richer than everyone else.
Magic Batman.
And so my thing is too, when we're comparing,
he is richer than
he's richer than everyone else.
Gold.
I like how he's got this poor ass friend who like is living in all these hand-me-downs with his whole impoverished family, and the bastard's not even. It's like he's got a whole massive safe full of gold. He's got a vault full of gold. That's a shitty friend. That's a shitty friend. It's like, no, Ron, you need to just rise above. You need to rise above, Ron. You don't need all this gold. That is British classist aristocracy. It's like, oh, the poor people are fine. The poor people will find a way to work it out. They just need a little work ethic, and they'll figure it out.
The new Gryffindor common room dedicated by Harry Potter. Sir, that's just a whole other castle. It's bigger than our castle. Well, that was one big donation, kid.
Yeah, so, but, so, my thing is, when we're talking about fantasy, because I'm just going to keep this, like, in the fantasy, because that's fair.
Right.
So, you've got Sauron, who almost takes over all of Middle-earth.
Yes.
And then if you look at the Silmarillion, Morgoth does even more than Sauron at first.
Oh, yeah.
Then you've got... you
don't know about the tree and the sun and the spider?
Yeah, the spiders.
And they took out the sun not once, twice.
So
Stupid good guys!
So you've got Palpatine, who takes over the entire galaxy.
He's a politician.
And then you've got...
We already have those in real life.
Well, and then you've got, like, the Lannisters in Game of Thrones, who take over all of Westeros.
Yep.
Voldemort can't take over a high school.
He cannot.
He can't take over a high school.
He cannot. He runs the evil... parent teachers association.
It's like an evil PTO.
Yep.
But yeah, so
and it's the evil bad guy club from that same high school.
Yeah, and then he gets killed by a high schooler.
Yes.
For the final time.
Multiple times.
He gets
multiple times.
Yeah, he gets killed
If
by
we count every one of his souls, it
a
starts
baby. Then he gets killed by a
exploding.
child. Then he gets killed by a child. Then he
What?
comes back for a little bit.
Yep.
And then his soul bits get killed by a child. Because he's 17 when this is happening. Dude, you're still a kid.
Yep.
And then he loses a duel to a child.
Yep.
So,
It's because the wand wasn't his, though.
my ass. If he's such a great wizard,
The
he could have
magic
figured it
wand
out.
that's from Death or whoever, the Hollows.
So, Harry Potter fans, I'm sorry. That's my hot take. Comment down below your feelings. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
What spell was that?
It's fuck you. That's your spell. The fuck you spell.
Oh, man. All right, your number 6, then, I guess.
My number 6 is Annie Wilkes from Misery. So, Misery, so it's based off a book by Stephen King, and she's played by Kathy Bates in the movie, and it's Kathy Bates and James Caan, and James Caan plays an actor named Paul Sheldon, and he's wrote this famous series of books called Misery. The main character of the books is a girl named Misery. And one day he's driving down the road and there's a snowstorm and he has an accident and he runs off road and he's badly hurt. Well, Annie Wilkes, who is a nurse, finds him and takes him back to her house, and she's his number one fan. And so she's taking care of him, but then you realize, oh, she's fucking nuts.
Oh, she puts the wood in.
Yeah, the block, and then takes
Okay,
the sledgehammer
okay, yeah.
and breaks his ankles, so he can't run away, and he has to
okay.
stay there forever.
Yep.
Kathy Bates. So I think that was her. If I remember correctly, that was Kathy Bates' first major role. She got an Oscar for it because she did so good. Like, if you have not watched Misery, watch it. It's so hard because it's a very limited scope because it's takes place in this house.
Right.
And it's these two main characters, the author who just wants to get out, and then a crazed fan that's holding him captive. So give Misery a watch.
Okay.
Oh, wait, my number 5.
Yep.
So my number 5
Fozzie, what are you up to?
is he being a silly beast.
Always being silly.
Always count on Fozzie to be a silly beast. So my number 5 is Hans Landa from Inglourious Bastards, played by Christoph Waltz.
Okay.
So-
Okay. Yeah.
So Christoph Waltz plays Hans Landa, who is a Nazi SS colonel.
Yep.
And they call him the Jew Hunter.
Yep.
Because he's hunting down these Jews throughout France. And oh my God, every bit of dialogue he has. So he's like,
The presence he brings to the scenes.
Well, and
the pressure.
yes, it's just so tense. Just with dialogue, where
yeah.
you see the power shift, in the beginning, the opening scene when they go into the farmhouse, and but I heard him described as an evil Sherlock Holmes, and that is the perfect description for him.
If it wasn't him hunting Jews, if he was to play a detective and on just a mystery movie or show or whatnot, I would watch the entire thing.
Christoph Waltz is great.
Oh my gosh.
Well, even Django Unchained, where he plays a good guy.
Oh yes. Oh.
There's a reason he's getting the Oscars. So, but you're number 5.
Number 5, I have Megatron /Galvatron, from the Transformers series. It's heavily glossed over, but his origin in the movies, at least from the comics. What happened? What started the Civil War? There was a working class, and Megatron was just like a mines worker, and that's all he did. That was his whole purpose, was just to dig rock on Cybertron. And in their spare time, him and the Constructicons built a gladiator arena, and they thought that was cool. And then they learned there was this whole sort of political theater, and he tried to get in on that, and it was just run by these Prime guys. And
So he didn't get the part?
no, he didn't, unfortunately. And his best friend, who was helping him become a politician, turned into the next Prime and became his sworn enemy. And it's this whole, it started as a class civil war, and then later on, the Autobots, they flee across the stars. He goes hunting after them, and it's very much portrayed as he's going to rule the galaxy and stuff after he defeats them. And it's someone who had a purpose in the beginning and has just gone into like evil warlord mode, and that's
Interesting.
it.
I didn't know there was that much.
Oh yeah,
there's Transformer stuff.
Yes, he takes it very. Again, he becomes this general in this war, and all because he was just like, the people in power were not going to let us change how we lived our lives. And, well, we're good at this gladiator thing. Let's give them a run for their money. And it turned into a planet-wide war, which, destroyed the planet and such and such.
Nice.
I
mean, bad, but cool.
Yep, so that's why when there's a few lines here and there, when he's like, we were brothers once, and Optimus is like, well, once. And that's why Optimus doesn't want to kill him. And
Gotcha.
Megatron is just so much hate and stuff has gone into this campaign, and even the Decepticons have warped because they brought in. It was the lesser rising up, but it also was the scum and the evil, and you get like Shockwave, who's the mad scientist, and eventually it's just like they're gonna win this, no holds bars, and that's just that evil sort of corrupts. And he tried to become he tried to genocide basically the other entire part of, not his whole species, but the other half of it. Just a guy who had good beginnings, and you never saw him because it was never brought up in the movies.
And this is brought to, I think, an important point. So last episode we talked about slavery is bad, so is genocide. Don't do it, kids. Mm-hmm. It's a big no-no. It's like smoking cigarettes.
As they say in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, cool motive, still murder.
I love that show. Okay, so you're number 4.
4, I stuck in the Transformers universe. I went up to Unicron, the spirit of evil, sort of their Sauron, but he eats planets. And he's also going to bring you back from the dead and have you go out, and if you don't want to do what he does for you, because you can still sort of control your body, he's just going to like psychically torment you from wherever he is. Like, he now has your soul. Too bad. And you didn't have a real option when he brought you back and rebuilt you, because they're sort of machines. He's also the Lord of the Dead for them, and sort of like their version of a necromancer and god of death or evil. Not too sure on all that, but then he also just eats planets and eats moons and whatever he wants. So he's sort of
Guess a moon's a little less fatty than a planet.
Oh yeah, what's the Marvel equivalent?
Galactus.
Galactus devours planets. Unicron devours planets, and at least Galactus has made a little turn for the better. And he's sort of been led on by the Silver Surfer to devour planets that are uninhabited sometimes, or just full of evil people. But Unicron doesn't care at all.
Unicron.
Yeah.
Unicron don't give no shit.
Yep. And, whew, yeah. Just, he's like Sauron, but he's planet-sized. And he wants everything dead. Good luck stopping that.
Well, and so...
You've got the touch. They'll get it.
So my number 4, and I see it's your number 3, the Joker.
Oh,
the Joker. Yeah. So which version?
Which Joker?
Yeah, which Joker? So
the best Joker?
I'd argue every one of them, besides the Jared Leto one, is a great Joker. But I was thinking Heath Ledger from The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I think he's the perfect foil for Batman. He's chaos incarnate.
Yep.
It's anarchy to its fullest. Batman is pushed to his limits, where it's like law and order for him, and I mean he wins. Joker absolutely wins. If anyone
Yes.
thinks, oh, Batman won in that movie, no. Joker may have been put behind bars,
He had
but
the ace.
He
had the ace.
He
at the
did.
end.
He had the ace in the hole.
Harvey Two-Face.
Took Gotham's White Knight and brought him down to their level.
Yep. There's an iconic comic, One Bad Day, or
Oh yeah,
there was a movie.
The Killing Joke.
The Killing Joke. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yep.
The Killing Joke.
But the theme in it is your average person has just the worst day of their life, loses their job, their wife has a kid on the way, she's sick, there's medical bills, they're about to be evicted, he's lost his job, he goes on this last ditch attempt on like a crime spree thing, gets dumped in these chemicals at this chemical plant, and comes out of it barely sane, and then learns later that same night that his wife is dead and then you have Bruce Wayne, parents die young age, so two people, worst day of their lives. Bruce Wayne, Batman, is when you face all of that and the best of humanity comes out, he's gone to go be a hero. Joker is the worst. He has broken, and
nothing means anything to him anymore.
Nothing.
His sole purpose is to screw with Batman. It's
Yes.
the one thing that brings him joy,
Yes,
and he really is. I mean, he's the
Chaos.
perfect comic book villain.
Yes.
I don't think there's ever going to be a comic book villain as good as the Joker.
no.
Well, so moving on, because we're getting a little close on time. So my number 3. So he's based on a real person. So
Okay.
it's not even based on. He is a real person, but this is a portrayal. Amon Goth from Schindler's List.
Okay.
So played by Ralph Fiennes. Oh my God! And the scary thing is with Ralph Fiennes did so well as the character that they actually had some visitors to the set that were in that labor camp that Goth ran, and they were so terrified of Ralph Fiennes they actually like broke down. And I mean, he's just pure evil, and
Brings that character to life.
and they said even in real life he was actually worse than he's portrayed in the movie. And I mean we talk about the Holocaust and just seeing like humanity at its worst, and then you see like a particular. But I mean you're still kind of desensitized to the Holocaust, I think, at this point, because we're taught in numbers about the Holocaust. We're like, okay, it was 6 million Jews. It was a collection of like 5 million homosexuals, Roma, mentally disabled people, and Slavs, and just anyone that the Nazi regime felt was below them. And but to see it, to see the face of evil, but then also see those actions, it just again, and that's Schindler's
Humans
List.
can be monsters.
So Schindler's List, it's based on a true story. I recommend you watch it. It's for those of you who haven't. It's a hard watch, but it's an incredible movie. And I mean, it's Steven Spielberg at his best, and it's Liam Neeson, Ben Kingsley, Ralph Fiennes, and that's Fozzie making grunting noises as we talk about the Holocaust. So, so glad he can lighten things up for us. But definitely, if you haven't seen it, give it a watch. It's a fantastic movie, and I think eye-opening, but a truly despicable character. And unfortunately real. So
my number 2 gotta say is Thanos. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, 10 years building up to it. The moment he's on the scene, he is just beating our heroes at every turn. And it is just a spectacle to watch.
You know what I think makes Thanos such a compelling villain?
What?
Is you understand where he's coming from. like with the whole overpopulation thing and using up all the resources, and because of that, there's like these apocalypses that happen in the planets where the system just completely collapses on itself, and you have mass death and starvation and
what
suffering.
What if the human population right now, this very moment, quadrupled? Bad news. Food disappears.
Yeah. So I mean, that's one thing. I mean, that's
ridiculous.
There was a reason everyone was like, was Thanos really wrong? I mean, it was bad. Like, he shouldn't have snapped away half the universe. But, you know,
And then you get to see him driven to the extreme finally when his sort of second iteration pops up in Endgame.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, so half the universe doesn't work. We'll kill the whole thing, start new. You're like, okay, there we go. He's going off the deep end.
Yeah, he went full
no
into evil.
redemption.
Yep. Yeah, I think
now our heroes can do anything to this guy.
And see, the thing, I like that iteration of his, the MCU's iteration of his motives better than the comic ones, because in the comics he's just trying to court death. Who's like, it's like a physical embodiment named Lady Death that he's like absolutely infatuated with. So he's like, I'll kill half the population.
And she said, stop coming to my house, you weirdo, and banished him from death. And that's why he can't die in the comics. Lady Death said, no, please, stop.
Being clingy, Thanos. You're being clingy. So my number 2, Hannibal Lecter. Silence of the Lambs by Sir Anthony Hopkins playing him. I mean, it's just wow. Just wow. He's just so smart and steals away. I think they said he doesn't even have that much screen time in the movie, but he's what everyone really remembers about the movie. He's just so unsettling.
Ugh.
In which, fun fact, if you didn't know this, Silence of the Lambs fans, Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins never spoke outside of those scenes, just for whatever reason.
Oh, God.
And so their first introduction to one another was when she's walking up and having these conversations with Hannibal Lecter. And so she was very intimidated by him.
Oh, yeah.
And then after they were done shooting and everything, they finally like had some interactions. And Anthony Hopkins was intimidated by Jodie Foster. so they were both kind of intimidated by each other. But
girl, you crazy.
Fun movie fact for you. And then so my number 1 all-time greatest villain ever. Darth Vader.
This guy?
That guy. Except much bigger. I mean, well, so from the second you see Darth Vader come on screen,
yes,
you know it's like, you're just like, whoa. Like, what is gonna, like, you're in awe. It's the perfect introduction to him. He's so powerful and intimidating, and, you know, I think two of my favorite Darth Vader scenes, well, actually, no, I'm going to say 3. His introduction in A New Hope, where he comes in through the blast doors. In Rogue One, where he slaughters all those rebels in that corridor.
That whole movie just enriches A New Hope.
Oh yeah, it's the perfect like prologue to it. And then in the Obi-Wan series, where he's going through the town and he's just walking through and like he just snaps some random dude's neck using the Force. Yeah, but I mean,
I'm here to kill people, and just snaps little kid's neck. You're like,
yeah. And my thing is with Darth Vader, everyone knows Darth Vader.
Yes.
He's got an iconic voice. He's got an iconic look. He's got a tragic backstory that even though he's evil, you feel sorry for him. And it's great that he does get a redemption at the end. But I love getting to see him as like the tragic figure that he is, because he's very much, it's like a Greek tragedy in the way his character is written.
Yes.
He goes from this chosen one, and just loses everything. And is manipulated by someone who wants to use that power. And just great. I don't think anyone's ever going to top Darth Vader. What do you think, Fozzie? What do you think?
Yeah, and him being Luke's father and just like trying to sell it to him, like, no, this is what you're going to become. Either you're going to help me or I'm going to destroy you, or you're going to destroy me and replace me. Like, for him, it's already set in stone. He's like, I fell and you're going to fall. And like, I am what you will become either way, or I will just remain here as I am. Oh, man. Just owns anytime has any screen time, and has even had some amazing comic moments where, Imperial officers are trying to stab him in the back. The rebels trap him on an entire planet. And he says, all I sense is fear and dead men.
Oh,
and you're just
I know
like,
what you're talking about. It's like,
yeah.
oh, crap.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah, just...
That, or people forget that he's this armored cyborg. And it's like, huh.
Well, and I
turned off your lightsaber. And he just grabs her throat and, like, not even using the Force. Just, like, you're right here. Just grabs and just snaps their neck. And he's like, that was easy. Anyway. You're like, oh, man.
But, I think, anytime Darth Vader, it doesn't matter what he's making an appearance in, whether it's one of the shows, or a movie, or a video game, or a comic, or a book. Anytime he makes an appearance, you're like, yes, it's Darth Vader.
Lord Vader. Even in Rogue One, in his first appearance, when Krennic just shows up to him, and he's like,
he's in the bacta tank or something. Or is
Yeah.
that later in the movie?
No, he's like getting like resuited.
Yeah.
And he's just like, what are you doing? You if you've come to me, you've already failed. But my boy Tarkin wants this crazy weapon plan that isn't done yet, so I shouldn't kill you, because then Emperor Palpatine would be on my butt about it. But I could just, I'm going to go ahead and tease you. Yeah, it's like, don't, and he does a dad joke. He's like, don't choke on your ambition.
Yeah, that's right. But he makes up for it by slaughtering all those people in the hallway.
Yeah.
Well, so we've been recording for about an hour now.
And I don't have a number one, so but I agree with Vader. Oh my god.
I had a feeling you might agree.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Huh? What?
So I did have another game planned, but since we're kind of getting later, I'm just gonna make everyone wait on it for our next episode.
All right.
Our next episode. So.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So
I'm terrified.
If you all want to know this next game,
I'm spooked.
If you all want to know this next game, tune in next time. And I know, Fozzie, you're such a good little podcast host.
Don't eat the table.
He's a good boy. He's such a good boy. Nom, 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 nom. I love him so much.
Just the goofiest.
But yeah, so I mean, comment down below. Who do you think, were we right picking Darth Vader as our number one? Is there anyone that was on either of our lists that you think should be on there, or anyone who's on these that shouldn't be? Because I think everyone's kind of got their list of, it's like, oh, but you forgot this person, you forgot that person. Well,
there are a lot of villains out there, people.
Well, and I know there's a lot. Potterheads are going to come after me.
Oh, yeah, they're coming after you.
Do it. I am nourished by your hatred. Nourished.
Yeah.
But
we know you didn't get a letter to Hogwarts.
And you never will.
So sad.
You never will.
I wanted one too.
You muggle trash. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you all for tuning in. You know, this is the third episode now. We got more coming. If there's anything you can think of that you'd like us to talk about, let us know. If we're familiar with it, we'll get right on it.
Oh, yeah.
Or even maybe you're exposing us to something new. You know, it could be books, could be video games, movies, shows. It could be how
Comics,
to
any
keep
of
your
that.
dog from interrupting a podcast. But
We're
yeah,
in dire need of help.
yeah. At least he was well behaved. But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in, and catch you next time.
Bye.